Greetings viewers and welcome back to Just Short of Fantastic. I'm on vacation and here in Korea the panic over coronavirus has reached a peak. Anyone who travels outside the country is subjected to a 2-week self-quarantine period, and while I did not travel anywhere during my vacation, I still think it's a good idea to stay inside if you do not absolutely have to go out for things. We haven't had a book report in a while, so in the spirit of voluntary house arrest, I have chosen a book of non-voluntary house arrest. The subject for our book report is A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles, and it is a beautiful work of fiction with themes of love, loss, and integrity in the face of hardship. A big word of thanks to my friend, you know who you are, who recommended this book to me in the first place and supplied me with the physical copy. Thank you, it is a masterpiece and I love it. Prior to reading this book, I had read 2 nonfiction books beforehand and it was a delightful change of pace. Despite being 462 pages long, it's a really fast read and I had no problem zipping through it in less than a week. This is one of those rare books that gets into your soul and just stays there, nestled quietly with the other few gems that you've gathered to keep you company in the dark times of life's storms. In the upheaval of communist revolution in 1920s Russia, Count Alexander Rostov is brought before a Bolshevik tribunal and sentenced to indefinite house arrest. But instead of serving out this sentence in his current glamorous suite within the Metropole Hotel, he is ceremoniously marched upstairs to an attic storeroom barely 100 feet in length. It is from this tiny room, stripped of his title, luxuries, and freedom of outside movement, that he bears witness to the next 3 decades of Russian upheaval and progress. But this is a book of optimism and hope. Count Rostov keeps an optimistic outlook, and there are many pleasant surprises awaiting him, many of which would certainly not be possible had he not been in the right place at the right time. I adored this book. The characters are so vividly sketched and animated, and the world of the Metropole Hotel is lovingly detailed. Count Rostov is a protagonist for the ages, and the friends that he gathers both within and without the hotel are marvelously charming. The 2 girls, Nina and Sophia, that the Count encounters obviously stole my heart, just as they stole the Count's. But this entire book is so poetic that it's really difficult to choose just one favorite event. Although the prominence of a certain Humphrey Bogart movie at the end of the novel had me grinning from ear to ear. Towles writes in the third-person omniscient style. He mainly follows Count Rostov as the principal protagonist, but will occasionally meander into the thoughts of other characters, both major and minor, to add wonder and depth to the proceedings. The novel is divided into 5 books. There is a prologue and an epilogue of sorts, and each book is further divided into chapters. Each chapter has a title consisting only of words that begin with A, which I thought was a neat and cute little quirk, and there's a timestamp above each chapter to indicate when we have a forward jump in time. The pacing of the narrative is perfect. It pushes ahead when needed and lingers a little when necessary, but it never overstays its welcome or jumps too far ahead. The dialogue and prose are simply marvelous, and I could have easily read a book twice the page count and still wanted to spend more time with the Count and his close friends in their blissful bubble. But alas, all things must come to an end. Published in 2016, this book does have an American bias, but it is charming, disarming, and thought-provoking. Towles clearly did his homework, and it shows in the painstaking details amassed in this volume. The true genius is how much care was taken to insert these details and historical asides into a lovingly crafted narrative without falling into the trap that so many historical fiction authors often blunder into. Instead of weaving these details seamlessly into a good narrative, the narrative seems to be put into service of delivering the author's history homework to the reader. And in my opinion, that is the biggest sin that a historical fiction author can commit. But not this book. This book is a treasure, and Towles is a mastermind. I will certainly be looking for his other books. I'd like to recommend A Gentleman in Moscow for everyone who loves books and whiling away the hours with dear friends in a cozy chair. Absolutely recommended for book clubs. Hopefully by the time this video uploads, all of the panic over coronavirus will have died down and people will be back at work and back at school and all of this nonsense will be gone. But March and April are looking to be pretty hectic months for me, so I'm not really sure what's coming up in terms of the vlog. I'm pretty sure my next video will be a vlog about coronavirus, so stay tuned for that. And everyone just stay warm, winter's almost over, stay healthy, no coronavirus or regular flu or anything, just everyone safe and healthy, please. And until next time, stay just short of fantastic. We are talking about horizons, aren't we? That horizontal line at the limit of sight? Rather than sitting in orderly rows in a schoolhouse, wouldn't one be better served by working her way toward an actual horizon so that she could see what lay beyond it? You tell him, Nina. You tell him.